Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
No.
You want to know what level armor that is?
Yeah.
It's a level 18 armor.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
It is multiple thousands of gold.
She's trying to move around her room without actually looking at it.
And that is very hard.
It's like literally having an elephant in the room.
Because the thing is, you know that it has been designed for you to wear. It's the cup that's just...
Wear me!
Ah.
Does she think her pants would fit him?
They'd be a little big.
Is this the way that you were expecting on getting into Stheno's pants?
I think he'd ideally like her in them first.
Lewd.
So your interaction with this gnome has generally been...
This gnome is up to gnome good.
What you know about them is... Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I'm your GM, Chris, and man, they have been doing a lot of shenanigans around Breach Hill this time, haven't they? They discovered that Miss Sprizzlegig's pies are... well, they happen to be anime pies. That's right. We're talking full-on food wars craziness, and if you've never seen that anime before... well, it's a hoot. It's also a little bit trippy, but if you want the visceral visual experience of how good Miss Sprizzlegig's cooking is, that is a good example to sink your teeth into, so to speak. But that's not all that's going on. A little bit of their visit around town shows that maybe there's a little bit of divine inspiration going on in the Finney place, and there's going to be a little bit of fallout from that too. And I don't want to keep you all away from that for too long here because, well, it just gets juicier as we go on further. Let's listen. And one of the first things you see, Stheno, is you see an almost exact replica of the dress form of that armor sitting in that front window.
Oh, she's going to about face and walk right out.
Stheno, where are you going?
Ding, ding. So, Stheno... door opens, Stheno sees the thing, about faces, and is right out.
She's taking a few minutes to breathe.
Alright, what do the other two of you do?
Just browse.
He's gonna try to find someone, see if he can get a pair of pants.
Demos, Kazlin, welcome back. I see you're wearing the pants that were ordered for you, Kazlin. How do they fit?
Quite nice. Very snug, but also breathable.
Excellent. I wanted to make sure that you had something that would allow you your full range of movement. Alak said that would be most keen for you in having a set of wear for outside of your armor and your furs.
It's very appreciated, thank you.
Excellent. And I wanted to make sure, I tried this thing called a tag on the back. Kind of a bit of a maker's mark. Is it scratch or cause any discomfort?
Actually, I hadn't even noticed, so.
Even better. Because you don't want it to be so noticeable that... or you don't want it to be so unnoticeable that it just entirely goes by being unseen. But you don't want it to be a discomfort, especially when you're wearing something like a fantastic set of trousers. I've been trying far more experimental items since y'all have come into town. Especially since after I finished what I think is my masterpiece here.
Oh.
And Demos, what do we have you in for?
I need pants. All I have is shorts.
Here, come with me to the back and we'll make sure that you get properly measured out. What type of pants do you need?
Long ones. Warm ones.
Stheno will slip back in at this point.
As you slip back in, you see Kazlin kind of taking a look at what Winthrop had pointed out as Winthrop is leading Demos into the back.
Kazlin is a very tactile shopper. He's touching everything. All the fabrics and all
Oh, he's
the
like me.
things,
It's like I incessantly need to poke everything.
all the textures.
So you start getting a hold of the fabric there, and you realize that it's actually, you felt a fabric similar to it before. You think it's probably spider silk. You're not quite sure where Finney might have gotten a hold of this type of material, but you very much know that this is a very soft silk material that's there. It appears to be something designed to be high form fitting. Looks like someone with a relatively tapered waist. It doesn't look like it's got a full corset setup that you've seen on some of the different types of noble wear that you've seen in the past. It looks like it's And as you kind of feel the fabric, you realize that there's a little bit of a weird set of spring to it that you wouldn't have necessarily expected. It's definitely something that you really haven't felt in other types of, it's not something you associate with wool.
Did he invent Spanx?
He didn't.
Spider silk has some very interesting qualities.
Stheno is not looking at this dress. And then in like a pointedly, I'm not seeing this thing kind of way.
And then, so Winthrop is, make sure that he gets some fresh measurements on Deimos. And he kind of notices, like, your musculature has changed a little bit since the last time you had something in here for when we were getting you measured for your, what did you call them, shorts?
Yeah, the shorts.
Yes. So it looks like we have to take this out a little bit here. What have you been doing? Marching up and down out in the wilderness?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, well, do you need something for that as well?
No, the shorts work pretty good.
Okay, excellent. Do you have a particular color preference?
Blue? That's all he wears is blue.
I'll see what I have. Let's see. And you need it immediately, don't you?
Yeah.
Are you wearing Sthenos?
She's the closest to me in size.
Oh, that explains why that part in the crotch is not fitting correctly. All right. Here, let's
Fair.
get out of that, and we'll get you into something here more appropriately here. And y'all are in Crimson Wood and Furs for probably about an hour while things are getting done. And when Deimos finishes out, he comes in and he's wearing a perfectly tailored set of pants. It's got the full flow set up for exactly requested to his heart's content. Perfectly fitting, deliciously warm. Does not say juicy on the back, but it takes advantage of all of the assets that Deimos wanted to make sure that he showed off.
There's a lot of assets.
It's one of those things of where it seems like it properly cups in the back and cups in the front.
Lifts and separate.
Yes. And they're warm, and that's the important part. Stheno, welcome back.
Hello.
I finally finished it. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
I kept seeing it in my dreams, and I finally got in a perfect fabric to wrap it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to try it and model it for me one day?
Perhaps one day.
Is something wrong?
I've just had a very long day. But I was told to come by one of Roxy's girls to tell you about stockings.
Stockings? Normally when we prepare those, they've been, as you know, some noblemen or would-be noblemen tried to pose themselves as such. But why would the girls want to have stockings?
Because they're wearing short shorts, and it's Kuthon.
Why are they wearing short shorts in Kuthon?
Because it's Roxy's girls.
Oh. Well, why didn't she mention that before?
Apparently, you two have been spending a lot of time together.
I never considered exactly how warm she might have needed to be. I thought it was just for effect the entire time. But he does have a little bit of a blush, a little bit of additional coloration.
Mm-hmm.
She has been a handful. Stockings, you say? I suppose I could think... If you have the stocking actually connect to the shorts themselves, and if you have, what if you have a stocking that goes over the legs as well as the wrist to the shoulders, that would give them a little bit more coverage and warmth that's there. I don't think I could do it for spider silk under what Roxy would normally need, but I think there's a
Where are you
hybrid
getting
material
access
I
to
could work.
spider silk?
Well, you see, Pip and Zarf get into a lot of weird things while y'all have been gone.
Oh dear.
And they've been exploring this thing that they call Koboldtopia.
What?
Oh no.
And in doing so, sometimes they come across critters, and they've been gathering up this hordes upon hordes of spider silk, and they were trying to see if they could mimic their own web spell, they were saying, and, well, that wasn't working particularly the way they thought, but once I got a hold of the material, it seemed absolutely perfect.
Oh, one moment. Kazlin,
Yes.
we can only open that doorway with the arrow, correct?
As far as I know. But
There's
that may
no,
only
no.
open Hunter's Gate. We haven't tried any of the other ones.
True.
There's a whole cave with a bunch of spider silk still.
Ah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Who are you asking?
Well, I'm asking you, the DM, since Taffy is obviously not there.
I don't know exactly where suddenly kobolds would get an absolute ton of spider silk.
Except for
I'm just worried they're traveling to the Milwaukee and back.
a cave where a spider lady used to live.
Well, travel to the Milwaukee requires the arrowhead.
Okay, good. So have you seen all of the other kobolds as well?
The other... Ah, yes, the ones that are of the emerald as well as some of the topaz colors.
Yes.
Not particularly too often, not outside of Roxy's place for the last couple of days. From my understanding, Pibbinsoft said that they were, and to use the terminology, recuperating. I thought recuperating was what it meant. Apparently, kobolds recuperate. I think it's Pibbinsoft just being Pibbinsoft.
It is Pibbinsoft. But regardless, I'm glad to see that they're all out and about. I was worried about the others for a while.
They have been talking about this thing that they had been planning. Apparently, it was their hot spring adventure. But we don't have any known hot springs in this area.
Yes, they informed me they were going on I was told they were going on a spa day today.
Ah, well, maybe it's in their Koboldtopia.
Perhaps.
That's
in
about...
any case.
Other than that, you must come in and try this dress on at least once. It's practically tailor-made for you.
Soon.
Excellent.
Until
then, I have to sketch out these stockings. I think I've got to find the perfect material for it.
Maybe this is speaking out of turn, but my younger sister puts on a little bit of a show.
Okay.
She has hers done in stripes.
Stripes? I'd have to work with Shaylin's smile to find it just perfectly. Maybe switch up the color scheme a little bit. It could be absolutely glorious. It'd be hard.
We'll
I'm
leave
not
you
sure
to
if
your
the
work.
Pickle Deer wants to mimic that, similar to that of carnival stripes, but it could, and it might be just the thing once they start utilizing their light show like they've been doing for the past couple weeks. And Winthrop just kind of begins
Very
hypothesizing.
excited.
All right.
So what would y'all like to do? So y'all exit through. Stheno seems mildly traumatized by seeing an almost exact replica of that dress suddenly being down here in
How much
Winthrop's
are those
shop.
pants?
The pants?
Yes.
It seems as though they were put on the line for the keep. So
Yeah. Okay.
it seems there's been an awful lot of commerce going back and forth between the keep as well as a lot of the other shops in the area.
Oh, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Stan would like to stop by Vusker's Carts and Wheels.
Excellent. So you head up to Vusker's Cart and Wheels, and you see one of the brothers over there. So it doesn't look like it is Fatalby, and it doesn't look like it is the companions, but it's one of the workers. It's like, howdy, what can we do for you?
Just seeing if any mail was left for Omdamal.
Oh, we have all of the mail for Omdamal automatically routed up to the keep now. That was one of the things I believe. What's her name? Short, cute, looks like she could probably slap the shit out of someone. Ardwena, yes, that one.
Lord.
She could, honestly.
Spitfire, that one is.
She is.
But no, we have all of that correspondence is brought up down on the daily.
Wonderful, then. Thank you.
But if you need anything else, let us know. Especially if y'all going to need more things organized up for when y'all are hauling stone back and forth. Can't bring all of it by the river. If it needs to go on a cart and run on wheels, we're here to take care of you.
I'll let them know. Thank you.
Go ahead and send Alak our regards. He seemed excited last time we were talking. Some sort of question he was supposed to be asking.
Yes, of course.
He never really told us which one it was, but he sure did seem excited about it.
Uh-huh.
Anything else I can do for you?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
All right. Be good now.
Santa needs a drink.
Where do you want to go?
Santa's gonna go back to the Pickle Deer.
All right.
Like, whatever Caslin and Damos are gonna do, they can go do that. She needs a drink.
I saw this place on the way over here called the Great Dream House. I don't think I've ever been there. What is that?
So you know the Great Dream House is actually where the Desnan church is at.
Okay, so
The
no drinks there.
Desnans, it is a combination of a place of worship as well as a star observatory.
That sounds Desnan.
Not the greatest place to have a nightcap at, though.
No.
You want to go find out if they do nightcaps?
I mean, They'll probably make you a nightcap. A
Those are
literal
the
one.
Shamanites.
Artsy fartsy.
So while Stheno is grabbing a drink, Damos, Caslin, do you want to follow, or do y'all have any other business in Breach Hill?
Deimos will follow.
Yeah.
So, Stheno, you are in here to the Pickled Ear. It has been probably about 2 hours since y'all first came into town. There's a little bit more business here, and you see the original serving girl take care of you. Well, did you find him? Honey, it looks like you need a drink.
Yes, please.
What would you like?
Something strong, please.
Dwarf strong or regular strong?
Dwarf strong.
Dwarf strong it is.
Thank
Right
you.
there in front of you.
She is going to drink.
Damn.
Caslin walks up. Is she at the bar? Is she drinking
Oh,
at the
yeah.
bar?
Yeah.
Okay. Caslin walks up and places a silver. Is that what?
Okay.
And says,
It's on me.
Fantastic.
So what's going on in that head of yours?
So I told you about the situation with Alak.
Mm-hmm.
That dress in Finney's shop. An exact copy of it is sitting in my room.
Yeesh.
Well, it sounds like a big deal. I've never had a copy of my clothes made.
My copy is a shifting set. On one set, it's a coronation wedding gown, and on the other set, it's a set of armor. It's my entire dowry in a single outfit.
Hmm.
The good news is, I technically didn't allow Alak to get the whole question out.
So that's the dumb shit thing he said.
Hmm?
Oh, I
Explain the
accused,
tension.
I accused him of saying dumb shit things to you.
Technically, he didn't say anything.
Well, he damn well tried.
And you don't know what to do. Or maybe you do, you just are afraid of it, one way or the other.
I have never been afraid of anything in my life.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Kind of sounds like you're afraid of that.
What is this right now?
Therapy.
Is it therapy?
Therapy at the bottom of a glass.
What I need to do is finish this drink, go back, get a night's sleep, and then head back to the Mwangi.
We might should wait for the kobolds to come back. We don't know what kind of trouble they're getting us
This is
into.
Koboldtopia.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Or it could not be. I don't know.
Koboldtopia? Oh, that's where they go to hang out and train.
Do you know where it is?
Well, not exactly. I mean, they tell us stories about it all the time. They say they climb up this nearly unclimbable pillar with a rope, and then they just keep exploring out. And they said recently that they had found this really interesting waterway in there, and they had figured out a way to make a spa day to help their new fellows. That's why they'd taken the night off.
No idea what you're talking about.
Same.
Rolled a 14 survival check to see if I can figure that out.
It wouldn't actually be survival. Just go ahead. Would your perception give you a better roll than that?
18.
It vaguely sounds a lot like what you had to go through when you were first entering Alceta's ring.
Oh, so it's just that cave system.
Maybe.
Oh, then she'll point that out to the guys.
Maybe.
Would, giving the doorway a different thing send it to a different place?
No, it sounds like the cave system around it, Damos.
Oh. I'm just dumb then, sorry.
We just thought it was really sweet of Pib and Zarf to kind of stick it out for their new friends. Well,
How
we
are
assume
their-
they're friends.
How are their new friends?
Rambunctious.
As kobolds are.
Not as musically inclined as Pib and Zarf, but Pib and Zarf have been practicing for the last couple months, and they're getting really good in their routine. Always trying different types of rhythm combinations. You didn't really know kobolds could sing, but they get quite good when they practice, I guess. Goodness knows we've been running through a lot of pickles.
They probably sound like KK Slider when they sing.
I mean, the only one who seems to beat them when it comes to pure performance has been Damos. Who knows, maybe they'll get good enough to challenge Damos one day.
He is pretty good at handling his instrument.
He handles it quite often.
With quite finesse, actually. Lots of finesse on that handling of his instrument.
I'm tired of both of you right now.
You know, there have been legends of how Damos handles his instrument at Caden's Keg.
Oh, I've heard.
It's one of the places he performed most often.
Mm-hmm.
It
In
wasn't
public
even
and
that
private.
often.
Demos is shy about this fact.
I'm not shy.
No?
It's
never seem-
overblown.
Isn't?
Yes.
Some of your performances were absolutely fantastic when you would go into those old Andoran ballads.
Oh.
And then you started that sea shanty type of, well, I guess it was kind of a craze for a little bit. It died off a little bit once the kobolds really started getting good at their beats.
And aren't bards known for exaggeration? I believe you admitting that it's overblown makes you shy.
I mean, you could drop in and say hi to her.
What if I don't want to?
Has she offended you in some way?
No.
I'm sure Bryn would appreciate it, but if you want to perform here instead of there, we'll be more than happy to give you the stage for the evening.
No. That's... Y'all. No.
Come on. Clearly, you've been aching to flex those musical muscles of yours. When was the last time you played in front of a crowd? Don't you miss it?
Wasn't it the other night?
Was it?
In the Milwaukee?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, plenty.
For Nikisha.
Oh, yes.
Who's Nikisha?
Oh
Demos'
my God.
latest.
You're going
Latest
to spread
what?
this around town.
Conquest.
Oh.
Nah.
Well, don't let Bryn find out. She
Oh.
hates competition.
Is there still a pining there for him?
Well, anyone who can enhance her business and take care of her business simultaneously tends to be somewhat pined for. DM sitting in here. If I remember correctly, didn't Damos always want to be in a position to have all of the pretty boys and all of the pretty girls after Damos all the time?
Uh-huh.
I seem to remember that being a very specific request, Damos.
Yes.
Well, welcome to the outpouring of being proficient at what you do.
Indeed.
So, do we want to continue ordering shots?
Everybody!
I'm glad I wasn't the one who said it this time, because that was exactly what went through my head.
Stheno will buy another shot.
Excellent.
She'll also buy one for Kazlin and Demos.
Thank you.
Y'all have had enough Ogo Gugoro to be able to handle this without any sort of rose.
Go.
Yes. Not as fine, but still quite effective. Very much dwarf strong.
Mm-hmm.
But considering a couple of the times that y'all have been hitting him back with Wimble, which you're never really quite sure where he's getting all of that alcohol from. Because y'all know that y'all have not packed that much vodka.
You know, I liked those orcs.
Yeah.
I remember you quite liking one of them.
Do you have something to say?
No.
I didn't think so.
What do you mean like the orcs? What orcs are you talking about? We don't have all that many other than a couple of the wonderful half-orcs and our librarian.
Has your
We've
interest
been out
been
on
piqued?
adventures.
Ah,
I'm aware of the half-orc librarian. I've been to the library before. Unlike you, I read.
he's very much a sweetheart.
How did you think I got the map for the Milwaukee?
So y'all have your commiserating here in the Pickled Ear. And after y'all have your fill, did y'all want to stick around for 15, 30 minutes, kind of see the crowd kind of come in? It kind of begin filling up a little bit. A couple folks come in with what you see happen to be kind of like scaled wristbands. Basically look like they have monikered on them the dragons.
What?
You think they might be kobold groupies.
Oh,
Oh my
No,
God.
I don't want to be here for that.
yeah. I think we'll head back to the Citadel.
Yeah, they're a little disappointed that the dragons aren't playing today. So y'all head back up to the Citadel, but y'all still seen neither hide nor hair of the kobolds. And Taffy, you have been resting this entire time. Pretty much on forced rest, getting put up to full, taking one heck of a well-deserved proper nap and not an artificial nap while everything is going on. And Taffy, as you're sleeping, you kind of become aware of kind of a darkness surrounding you. And then kind of around you, you hear this kind of a little bit of like a flapping sound of wings and even a little bit of growling. What do you do?
Like, is it like a blackness that I can't see through, or?
Yes, you cannot see in front of you.
I reach my hand out.
You reach out and you try to kind of wave your hand in the darkness. It's so dark that you can't see your hand, but you can kind of envision where it's at. And the sounds seem to kind of be coming behind you, and they seem to be getting a little bit closer.
I cast dancing lights.
As you begin casting your spell, you see kind of the tips of your fingers alight for a moment, and then the magic itself seems to kind of dissipate and be pulled away. It seems as though the sounds are getting closer and they're coming behind you.
I cast Dispel Magic.
Again, you start trying to begin focus and channeling in magic, and as you begin channeling the magic, as soon as you begin pulling it into you, it begins dissipating, and they're getting closer.
I run.
So you start, you begin running as fast as you can. You get the sense of gravel and dirt, and you almost hear like the crunching of leaves going through. Even though it's dark, you get the sense that you're going through some sort of path and corridor. And as you keep going, now you can tell that the sounds are definitely continuing to chase. It's a combination of growls and wings, and just as they're about to come up behind you, you burst into an open clearing, and suddenly it's flooded with light, a combination of this mossy greens and rosy moonlight kind of breaking in. And as you start kind of begin trying to get awareness of the space that you're in and turn around, that's when you see the teeth and wake up. At your feet is Luna, laying beside you in kind of a big spoon position is Renali.
God damn it. I wake up, or I sit up, kind of disentangling myself from everybody. Do I see Wimble?
Wimble is presently, looks actually oddly cozy in his now pseudo hammock up there in the combination of like where the wall and the roof is. Looks like he's just kind of light swinging.
I sit there for a moment and kind of take in my surroundings. And I look down at my hands. And then I get up and try to like move out of the bed in such a way that I'm not like waking anybody else up.
Okay, so you kind of move, and Luna immediately wakes up because Luna. There's just very little that you can get out beyond the senses of a very attentive warg there, but she kind of remains. She remains quiet and kind of gets off the bed, and you silently are able to exit the bed as well.
I change out of my robes, which I imagine are probably in immaculate shape, but dirty and wet. Maybe not wet now at this point, but...
Yeah, the clothes themselves are, at this point, fully mended out. And it's actually a weird juxtaposition, because you have some spots where it hasn't been fully cleaned, but you can tell there are other spots where it looks like you've been licked clean by Luna.
Right.
And it's an odd mishmash.
So she's gonna change robes and, well, probably clean herself up, too.
Okay.
And then she's just gonna kind of wander the halls.
So as you exit the door, and you see what looks like one of the goblins is there already kind of standing next to your door itself. It looks like he's on guard.
Any changes since I went in?
Changes?
Like, anything happened since I was laid to bed?
Laid to rest.
Practically.
No. I'm supposed to follow you around.
Oh, well, I don't like that.
Well, Alak said someone needed to keep a tab on you. He didn't keep tabs on you beforehand, and look what happened.
Where's Alak?
Oh, he's down at the armory.
Are you really gonna follow me?
Yeah.
What if I order you not to?
I don't know. I mean, technically, you never actually made sure that you had a spot in the hierarchy anywhere, so...
I mean, that's fair. if I promise to go directly to the armory, will you watch over my friends and family?
Only if you take Luna with you.
Okay, Luna's already following me anyway.
That's because Luna's a good puppy, right? Luna goes, licks the goblin on the face there. I'll keep watch over Renali then.
Okay. So
And Luna's just like,
Taffy will like kind of, because Luna, I imagine now at this point is taller than Taffy.
At the
A little
shoulder,
bit,
yeah.
So it's going to be one of those ones where Taffy kind of like, because she's got the long, shaggy, wolfy hair, she'll have her fingers kind of buried in Luna's hair around her shoulders, and they'll walk together down to the armory.
and as you get down to the armory, you see there's, it looks like Alak has a desk set up there, and he's got what appears to be the cleric's rendered mail, and he's looks like he's taking notes on it. And as you kind of open the door, you catch his attention. "Ah, Taffy, you finally awoken."
Personal guard, Alec?
Well, it wasn't but 10 minutes since you were back and someone decided to snatch you.
Okay, that's fair, but like,
And then we had a massive incursion into the keep.
what was that even about?
From what I've been able to garner from the dwarf, cleric, and elf in the prison, it seems as though they were waiting for a sighting of Demos, and they were going to forcefully take him back to Onderon.
And that's been resolved?
Somewhat. Demos has promised to write the letter, apparently. And the
Okay.
dwarf is weird. I mean, I understand the attraction, but he's still quite
Oh, was that the one
foul-mouthed.
that was like making eyes at Stheno's butt?
I think he was looking at far more than her butt. I think he's a bit sword obsessed on top of that.
Oh, yeah, she attracts those types. No offense.
Oh, none taken. What do you mean, those types?
It's just, it seems wherever we go, people have eyes for Stheno.
Well, she does cut an imposing figure.
Yeah.
She also cuts down imposing figures.
Yeah. Did she tell you about these two trapper guys that we killed? Well, we killed one of them. We left the other to be eaten by bears or whatever lives in the jungle.
Trappers.
Well, I don't know what they really were, but they were kind of douchebags. And they were going to blow up this temple. And I was like, oh, hell no. And so we stopped them from doing that because we were pretty badass. And then they were trying to kill us because obviously I would too if we were coming up on us, that kind of thing. And then
Alak has a confused look on his face. Wait, so two trappers were just randomly attempting to kill you in the jungle? Were they cultists?
no, I think they were, what did Stheno call them? It was really insulting, but I know it's actually the country. Taldoran?
Oh, Taldanes.
Taldanes. Ah, yeah.
So you met two Taldanes in the jungle.
Yeah, I think they were like,
Well, did they attack you first?
well, the first time we attacked one of them,
Why
no.
did you attack the Taldane?
He was trying to steal one of the dragon totems, and they're bad juju, and
Dragon totem?
yeah, the cultists that are down there have a whole bunch of these dragon totems that do weird shit, like some of them will poison, and some of them will blind you, and some of them will
Oh, so
set
he was...
fire to you.
Well, then, why was that an issue, then?
Because I didn't know if he was going to use it for good or evil. And to me, destroying the evil thing was the better thing to do. So the first time,
So y'all attacked him for it?
I didn't really have control of the situation.
I
If I'm
feel
being
like
honest.
he's going to get a
Orders.
much better emphasis on the story from Stheno later.
But yes, we attacked him and took the totem and chopped it to little bits with a dagger, in my case.
And that's when you left him to be eaten by the jungle.
No, he got away to his boat that time.
Ah, so you attacked him and he got away, and he just ran.
Yes. The only reason we attacked him the second time was because he was going to blow up a temple.
Oh, what was it a temple to?
Do we know that?
Do you?
Stheno knows that.
Wasn't it Gozra? No, it wasn't Gozra, was it?
It's Gozer and Delzna.
Oh, okay. Well, I would know that too, though, because I was there when
Yeah.
we found it. Oh, yeah, it was a temple to Gozra and Desna.
Oh, so they were trying to blow up a temple with people inside of it.
No, but it was holy territory for the
Historical.
people living nearby and historical.
Oh, was it upkept?
Just asking questions nobody would ask.
Alec, you're you're trying to make me feel bad about attacking these guys for blowing up a temple.
Well, I'm just trying to understand the situation. I mean, who cares if someone blows up a random temple in the middle of the jungle?
I do,
Why?
because it's a temple.
Yeah, but a derelict temple abandoned by everyone, just randomly being exploded by a couple. Admittedly, Taldanes are a bit assholish, but still.
How would you feel if they'd have blown up the keep?
Well, the keep was basically abandoned and tore up by monsters. It wasn't pleasant, especially considering I have family heirlooms in here, but no one was using it. It was given back to the wilds. I feel very different considering we now have a platoon of goblins as well as a squad of kobolds, plus all of the halflings
But Alec,
Twiddleton keeps bringing into here.
there are people living in the jungle that could use that temple for the same thing we use this for.
Well, why weren't they using it then? Did you check?
No, but
Well,
does
then
it
what's
matter?
the point in blowing it up then?
Well, what's the point in not letting them...
You're telling me that if you didn't have a set of explosives and a perfectly good thing to blow up, you wouldn't try it at least once?
No.
Are you sure about that? You've hit way too many eyes since I've seen you to not at least try it once.
To be fair, Taffy does technically have a set of explosives in her bag of holding.
I knew.
Yeah.
And I haven't tried to blow anything up with it.
Well, you can point that out.
I mean, Alec, I'm literally a walking explosive.
Right, how many
And-
times have you cast... Can you cast Fireball yet?
I can. and
How
I
many
don't
things have you
cast
blown
them.
up with Fireball?
Well, they were these birds.
See? Were they running away?
I mean, they were trying to carry one of us off. I guess they weren't really birds. They were like vampire guys, but they were gross.
Oh, so it's okay to explode the gross sentient creature.
That was trying to steal my friend to eat him.
Wait, who was it trying to steal to eat?
It was Deimos, right?
Yeah.
So, a vampire bat-like creature tried to lift Deimos up off the ground and eat him.
Yes.
Well,
And you decided to blow it up.
And I blew it up.
that's very different than a temple. A temple is an inanimate object.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have wanted Desna and Gozra to see that we didn't do a damn thing to save their temple.
Well, did you try talking to them first?
I don't think so.
See, that might be a bit of the problem there, Taffy. You can't just randomly attack people if they're doing something you don't like.
I mean, but these were bad guys.
Did we ever specify? Was it ever specified that they're attached to what's his face?
Stheno's ex. No, Taffy has not mentioned this.
Also,
No, I mean, does she know?
they had a really snotty attitude, and I suspect that they were related in some way to Stheno's ex, but we don't know because we kind of killed them before that.
Well, if that was the case, wouldn't you have rather have captured them alive?
No,
Well, then you wouldn't have been able to get any information out of them either.
I don't need information. I'm going to kill him when I see him.
Bruh.
That's a little bloodthirsty, Taffy.
He hurt my
Are you
Stheno.
okay?
No! Whatever made you think I was okay, Alec?
Do you need a hug?
No.
Would you like a hug?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Alec just keeps looking at you. It sounds like it's been extra rough, Taffy. Are you sure?
Yes. I'm okay. If you want to give me a hug, that's fine, I
Come
guess.
here, Taffy. Come get a hug.
When do the three vaguely tipsy people come back?
Oh, they have plenty of time to have their back and forth here. So you killed two Taldanes who were attempting to blow up an old temple
Alec,
in the
they
jungle.
were assholes.
I understand. I've dealt with Taldanes before.
Well, then you know.
Right, but we don't kill them unless they actually break a law. We don't kill them unless they break the order of the measure and the chain. Blowing up a construct out in the middle of the wilderness is one of the things that's oddly not on the measure and the chain, but primarily because it's a construct out in the middle of the wilderness.
Well, you'll forgive me if I like protecting history. Even if... Oh, go ahead.
Did anyone take up residence in the temple afterwards?
No, but now they can because the dragon totems are gone from that area, and it's been cleared out of explosives.
Maybe y'all should have blown it up. What if the cultists take residence there and defile it?
I'll kill him.
Well,
I mean,
I don't think you can watch that temple the whole time, Taffy.
you never
Watcher.
know.
But still, what's really bothering you? I know that you do not particularly care for these Taldanes, but I doubt they weigh that much on your mind.
These cultists are really fucked up. They do a lot of weird shit.
Like what?
Well, did you see the kobolds when we brought them back?
Yes, they were quite malnourished, and it seemed as though they had been exposed to some sort of poison of some sort.
And the totems that they use are really weird and gross. I don't like them.
What makes a totem gross? Did it have a grotesque figure on it?
I mean, the dragons aren't really that artistic, so yeah. But also... Sorry.
Tabby's judging their art abilities.
But also, the things that they can do are kind of weird. And, I mean, poisoning somebody who steps within 60 feet? What the fuck?
That does sound like some high-level magic. Are y'all prepared enough to be able to deal with these travails?
I mean...
It sounds like some serious magic.
We get by. We'll be fine.
Do remember that if it gets too hairy, y'all can come back and recuperate.
Yeah, look what that did us this time.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I only got a rest because I got a brain contusion.
Oh, yes. And it looks like... Oh, good. It's not going to leave a scar on your head as he kind of takes a look at the side of your head there.
I mean, it would have been kind of cool if the hair had turned, like, white or something, but that's alright.
From my understanding, Taffy, I think your fingertips are as white as you need to get.
I mean, once this is all dealt with, Wimble and I are going to have to deal with the tafaxi. And I'm probably going to get a whole lot whiter then.
What makes you think that?
Were you not there for the conversation?
There are many ways to handle a situation, Taffy. It
I
doesn't
mean-
always have to be violence.
Taffy's going to get so white, she's going to start asking for the manager.
She's going to get a weird, like,
That's
sharp
what,
angle
That's
cut.
what bleaching is. You just turn into a Karen.
Well, I might not have to kill her, but if we break the contract, she's the only thing holding back the bleaching, so... I mean...
It's hard for me to tell. I was face down on a set of stone stairs wrapped up in vines while everything was going down.
It
Cool with
helps.
it.
It helps a lot, though, that, like, this group of people are insane, and I love every one of them. And it helps that, like, I never know what to expect. So that makes life interesting. That'll definitely help. But I don't know how far gone I would be if it weren't for the tafaxi. So, what if she's angry because I've already fully bleached and then some?
Well, what color was she?
I mean, same colors as me, but she's got magic, so she can make it look like whatever she wants.
Well, then you don't know exactly what her motivations are. I mean, you can be afraid of what their motivations are, or you can act true to yourself.
And go for the eyes?
This thing with the eyes, Taffy.
I have
Your girlfriend
nightmares.
has multiple eyes, and you still keep going for them. It is strange.
Well, her eyes, when she's in that form, do not look like human eyes. Or humanoid eyes.
Or war guys.
And what's this with nightmares?
Well, it depends on the night, but normally I see eyes or fangs. Lots and lots of eyes.
That was a trial we had with the mother. But she's been slain, and her skin taken, which we turned into a fantastic rug in the basement. I have it in the war room, actually.
Well, the fangs, yes. I think the eyes are something else. They've been with me for a while.
Do you think something is watching you?
Probably. I never know what to expect. After all, I grew up in the the first world.
They were quite peculiar when we visited.
I mean, but
Playful.
that's just the Fae.
And handsy. They were very handsy. Speaking of handsy, I don't think I've handled the current situations here at the keep as well as I could have.
With Stheno?
Yes, that turned into a bit of a debacle.
What did you ask her?
Well, you see, her brother came,
Yeah.
and her and her family have an interesting relationship, to say the minimum about it. And they had a proposal. See, for Stheno to be able to keep her birthright, as well as set up an opportunity for her to take out her former fiancé, Sulius, she needed to get reinstated. And her mother insisted on a very particular method.
So she doesn't marry you, she doesn't get reinstated, and Sulius keeps her lands.
Ah, I see. She shared that went down to one knee then.
No, I have no idea. I was just guessing.
Very perceptive.
Very astute, Taffy.
Well, you two have been, from what I saw, again, in my concussed state, so it could have been skewed, but both of you seemed incredibly awkward.
Yes, I was about to ask her if she would marry me. I had this silver ring here, actually, and he kind of holds it up.
Oh, that's pretty.
But as soon as I went to my knee, she immediately bolted from the room, and I could hear her practically hyperventilating on the other side of the door.
You have to understand with Stheno, you can't just surprise her like that.
I did what I could. I made sure we were separated around from everyone else in a personal, private place of her own choosing, and her response was to leave. Which, that's taking a little bit of absorbative time to take that level of rejection, but
he's still like kneeling like by her, right? Because like he hugged her and stuff.
Yeah, y'all are.
She pats his face. She's like,
Pat.
Alak, that's not about you. It's not even about your proposal. That's all a Stheno thing.
Rough.
She's not wrong.
She may love you to death, and she may want to be with you forever, but that's a Stheno thing, and her family is whack.
Whack.
Well, again, have you been talking to Pibbins off?
Where do you think they learned it from?
Oh, fair enough.
Taffy going to Pat.
Ardwina and I spent literally weeks trying to hammer out the best we could in Stheno's name to get some sort of resolution, because the stories Ardwina has told me of what that man is doing to her estate are, I have no other word than depraved.
Let me ask you, what are your expectations if Stheno marries you?
I'd imagine a ceremony, probably a good bit of canoodling, and then she'd put on that armor and basically march her happy butt down the Cheliax and then rip his throat out.
Well, I'm gonna do that for her, so, I mean...
But if she doesn't go through with that ceremony, that armor will not be available. And the thing is that I also have to consent as well.
Do you want to marry her?
It would be advantageous for sure.
That's not what I asked.
And she happens to be pretty good, but I don't know if it's worth entangling myself
Pretty good at what?
within the politics of that family. Stheno is more than just a wild ride in personality. If you get caught up in Chelaxian politics, it tends to be very deadly very quickly. And I believe y'all have described me as, I believe the term you use is himbo.
I have never used that term for you.
It goes around, it got caught by the goblins pretty quickly.
Oh,
You never know when they're listening.
goblins.
And
Little
plus, I
pictures of
believe
figures.
Yolecha's used it to describe her friend that she reads with.
Oh, he is definitely a himbo. You're too perceptive to be a true himbo.
Thank you.
If you don't want to marry her and you just love her and even like her for her, that's still a lot. But marrying her for her family's sake is kind of exactly the kind of shit she doesn't want.
Taffy is very perceptive and 100% going to bat for Stheno.
Well, she's going to bat for both of you. Like, she doesn't want Alak to not be happy either.
You know, as a Hell Knight, you very much expect to forego the opportunities of family. Most of my line ended up having to reach an officership, generally much later in their career before that they could expand and do anything else that their passions carried for them. One tied themselves to the Order of the Nail, and then it was the carrying out the family. That need is going to fall on me as well.
But
Love is a beautiful thing, Taffy, I don't disagree. But honor, responsibility, duty also have to be considered.
So you'd marry her for duty and honor, even if it could cost you your life and happiness?
I think once you reach Stheno's level of nobility, happiness is a luxury that is not often afforded. In fact, I would say happiness is the luxury of those that she rules over, and far less that which is in the family. I mean, good gods, she's been raised around Hell Knights and slashing open devils for fun.
Man,
That's her fun, Taffy.
You see my fun?
Yes, running around with your spider girlfriends, hanging around in silk hammocks, playing around with a puppy, yes. You have far more joy than I think I've seen Stheno exhibit outside of her most private places.
But she has it.
True. But you see, and the question is how long does that joy last? For instance, in trying to do what may be right by Stheno, it may catch her into a trap even if there are rewards. And you're right, it's not necessarily my choice. My choice is to support her as well as my friends. But literally having someone immediately run out, begin hyperventilating, and then carry on down to the other edge of the keep, leaving you on your knee, waiting 15, 20 minutes until a cacophony breaks out is still a little hard to grasp, dear.
I know.
Demos had to come get me.
Okay, to be fair, though.
Demos.
To be fair.
The only other one of this group who's seen me in the nude, and I be honest, I saw him look.
It's not like he was being shy
Alec,
about it.
We've
I
all
mean-
looked.
That's true. Y'all have seen me naked now, haven't you? Do I just need to walk around with a shift and just helicopter penis the whole time?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Kazla drunkenly staggering into the room. Yes.
Absolutely a great idea, but it will drive Stheno up a wall.
Are we saying that we've drunkenly staggered into this room?
No.
Well, y'all have no idea where they're at the moment, but it's about this time that y'all are returning.
Alec, I think if you give her a chance, she'll come to you in time. I don't know if she'll say yes, because I don't think Stheno knows what she wants yet with you, or with anyone.
I'm still a bit worried about what y'all did with these Taldanes.
I mean, the less you have to think about it, the better it'll be for you. They were bad men, Alec.
Bad men have rights too, Taffy.
Well, we weren't in a place where the court of law applied.
That matters. Ethics just out the window.
In the jungle, no one can hear you scream.
No, she doesn't actually say that, but
Actually, the worst part is in the jungle, everything can hear you scream, and
Yes.
it's willing to eat you.
So 3 assholes come back to the keep.
I think I'm gonna go cuddle with my girlfriend again some more. But I just wanted to check in on you. I figured the other 3 are out adventuring, so.
If
Well,
that's
y'all
what we're
should all
calling it.
get some rest. Arduina is running herself silly, trying to make sure that the stores are taken care of and y'all are prepared for your next venture. So, in the meantime, sleep well.
You too, Alec. Good night.
Good night, Taffy.
I'll stagger back to my recorders.
And so, a little tipsy, a brisk evening walk. Stheno, Demos, and Kazlin.
Stheno's not tipsy. She's fine.
Kazlin is. He busts through the door. Ay, 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 ay. Can't I no,
Demos,
What
help him. Please.
must I?
Yes. Kazlin, to the kitchen.
Alright, boys, we've been practicing.
Let's do it.
No. Absolutely not.
Oh.
Hey, Kazlin, I bet there's
Pie.
I bet there's pie down there. Go faster.
I'm going for that pie. I'm eating that pie like it's the last pie I've ever eaten.
So you make it down to the kitchen. What do y'all want to do now that y'all have returned?
Stheno's gonna make sure that Kazlin gets some bread in him.
Yeah.
So y'all get down to the kitchens, and there is some bread baked from the morning, a few leftover victuals in the area. Y'all just want to begin tearing through the kitchen?
No.
Does Kazan want to begin just tearing through the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay.
Opening up all the cupboards and cabinets?
Kazlin, please.
If you sit down, we'll find you food.
Did somebody say food?
Yes.
Oh wait, we were talking about food.
Sit down.
Sit down at this table. Right here. Santa's gonna grab Caslin by the shoulders and guide him to a seat and push him down into the chair.
So y'all are in the it's one of the prep tables, but there's always in a large kitchen, there's always kind of a side table that's set down there before any primary dining tables. And y'all find yourselves there. There's a couple folks on staff because there's almost always something kind of going on with a lot of the goblins being nocturnal and the like. And so there's always something ready and prepped. So some fresh water, some of the light watered down ale is also available. So you can get a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit you.
He doesn't eat it yet.
So those kinds of refreshments can be readily made for you.
Get Caslin some soup with some bread soaked in it. Eat.
Oh, look at this. Bread. And I'm bread.
Yes,
It's like bread eating bread.
it is.
That's just...
We call
that's
that cannibalism.
just
Is it cannibalism when you're not the same species but you have the same name?
No.
No.
Oh.
great. I think it should be.
Okay, Corvo-san.
I'm a cannibal. I like bread.
Are you a cannibal?
Yay, bread.
Okay, Caslin.
This is pretty good bread. Who made it?
How much did he drink?
Way more than necessary.
So with y'all back at the keep, what would you like to do while Caslin is sobering up, enjoying his -2 to all rolls?
I don't think a meal's a bad thing.
So I was gonna take a bit of a walk,
Okay.
just kind of around the keep. She's not really going anywhere in particular.
Demos, you try getting a little bit to eat too, right?
Yeah, he's going to stay with Caslin.
As you begin trying the soup and bread, and you try it, it starts smelling really good. And as you bite into it, you're just like, man, that's really bland.
Dump the pepper in.
You start adding some more spice to it. You're just like, it's not good enough.
Oh my god.
Nothing has tasted quite the same since you last had that piece of pie.
God damn. Fucking pant glitching pie.
When you exit the kitchen, Stheno, do you go
Mhm.
left or do you go right?
Left.
So you start heading left, and that takes you around the side of the barracks, which is where a lot of some of the individual rooms and the like are. It's where Yolecha's suite has a tendency to be, which as you kind of go through there, you see the door to there is kind of open, and it's got another version of Yolecha's bed fort, but this one you see like various little stacks of books around. Carrying through, you end up going by the gate area from the entry back in.
Like, I'm sure, like, there are, like, paintings and such on the walls. And
Yes.
she's doing, like, a little bit of straightening, a little bit of dusting.
There's very little dusting that needs to be done. There are a couple of spots where things need to be kind of set from being kind of cockeyed to back in line. And you get vague flashbacks to when Wimble would be literally jumping on the edge of portraits. But you find yourself just periodically passing a goblin here and there. Sometimes passing by one of the halfling staff who would be busy going about small aspects. It seems you tend to have, as the evening starts going on, more goblins towards the later part of the evening, and most of the halfling, essentially servant equivalents, basically getting off at this point. Likely having already headed back down to the Breach Hill area now that they have completed their daily works. So it's a little lonely.
A little quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. She needs space for her thoughts.
Caslin and Damos, is there anything else you'd like to do in the keep before the day settles down?
I think Caslin's mind's pretty empty with this food in front of him. He's not really thinking about anything.
So Caslin is enjoying, and the last thought he has before he either falls asleep in the kitchen or makes it back up to his room is, if I turn the bread upside down, it's like a bowl. A bread bowl.
Oh my god.
He's bread eating bread.
Demos,
Yes.
you know that you're not under a magical compulsion, but as you try lots of different foods, you can taste them, but they
Are
just
you saying
don't satisfy.
That Damos has COVID-19?
Oh no!
Oh,
No, Damos has full taste faculties. It's just that
everything's boring now.
it seems as though
Paint glitch pie.
Damos has tasted something so good that nothing else will taste the same until he can get more of Miss Frizzlegig's cooking. Taffy returns to her room and cuddles up with Renali, Luna right behind. Greaves begins paddling alongside of Stheno as Stheno eventually begins making up kind of along the ramparts and battlements and kind of begins looking out, feeling the chill wind as night comes on. Demos, you eventually kind of get back up to your room and actually start hammering out the details of this letter that you want to get out to your parents, and eventually begin affixing that seal. Kazalin, you basically find yourself sprawled out on the kitchen table, a hunk of bread in one hand, just vaguely snoring, with a very concerned looking goblin and halfling wondering how on earth they're going to get you to your bed and whether or not they should take away the bread or not. Every time they try, all of a sudden you just like quick draw a spoon or a fork and defend them off a little bit.
Where is he getting them?
Nobody knows.
Hammer space.
And then Alak is sitting in his desk that he has in the armory, and he's looking at a silver ring with magical etching on it, just kind of spinning it in his hand around his finger. And he just kind of puts it down on his desk and leans back in his chair with his arms kind of folded across his chest, just kind of looking, thinking about what Taffy said. And we'll pick up on the new day next time.
Oof.